Here we are. The votes are tallied, the people have spoken. Who will take the title as the champion of the Warframe tournament? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. My name is llBonkll, and today we have finally arrived at the last video in the tournament series that I've been working on this channel. If you're just getting here now, I'll throw up a card that leads to the playlist with the last few rounds. Go check that out, or don't, I'm not your boss. Anyway, this is the final video, so I'm not going to go super in-depth with how this video is going to actually work. We'll take a look at the poll and see how the people voted, we'll take a peek at most of the comments, I'll share any thoughts of my own, and then finally, since this is the last video in the tournament, those that wait and make it to the end, I'll share a quick peek at the build I run on the community's champion frame, and I'll leave a little bit of info on how you will join a small giveaway in celebration of our arrival at the finals. Thanks for sitting through that little info dump, and let's jump in to the final matchup.
Final round, fight!
A Mystic Healer, a Cowboy Turret. These are your picks for our chance at champion. Wisp versus Mesa. And as we have all learned many a time throughout these videos, only one can win. And this time, that one is the most important one. The champion, the final act. And out of these two insane frames, the winner is xaku, baby. Whoops, sorry, that's just my personal winner. Wisp actually takes this matchup and is crowned the queen of Warframe. And I'm in full agreement. Out of these two frames, I 100% would have went with Wisp. But this poll wasn't too one-sided by any means. There were plenty of people wanting the Yeehaw to be the frame crowned, and that's why we have the comments. So yeah, Wisp, big dub, in fact, the biggest dub, and let's take a look at those opinions. We're gonna cover most of the comments here. The ones for the loser's side, Mesa, first, and then we'll head on over to the Wisp comments. The only ones left out will be the ones that didn't really make a point of any kind that had to do with the bout at hand, as well as any that were posted after I wrote this, obviously. It would be a little late. First, Mesa comment time. This comment is in fact actually a book created by Maverick Denduri here. This comment is so big, please help me. Good luck reading it all on screen. And I read the whole thing, Maverick, don't worry. I'm just glad you left a TLDR. And this TLDR makes his main point. He believes Mesa is a one-man army, but she sucks to play in pubs or with friends and clanmates. He thinks this is because she ruins everyone else's gameplay by just being too good, and this is also why Maverick says he doesn't main her. He states finally that she's strong, but she's all alone up there on her pedestal. He also says, and I quote, "Maybe that's why she's a cowboy. She rides alone." Damn man, tough. I'm in agreement with most of the things stated in this very long comment, but just focusing on the TLDR, I'm sorry, but Mesa is not the strongest frame, it's actually xaku!
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
Next comment for the cowboy comes from bruh here. At first, he comments on the fact that Wisp can turn her whole team into 4 tanks, so you're thinking, how is this a Mesa comment? Because he then backtracks saying that he's actually going to go with Mesa. His reasoning summarized is that he thinks her 2 is extremely powerful and useful, and he finds her way more fun to play as she's also a top tier DPS frame. All great points, I agree bruh. But it's time to move on to the Wisp comments, because yeah, there are way more Wisp comments. Oh, and another book. So let's start with that book. Kinda like a page 2. It's a reply actually to the long Mesa comment, and it's Maverick's of course. I bet you never tried this hard in a school essay, Maverick, but I'll let it slide. He left another TLDR thankfully for the video. So what was within that TLDR? He makes the simple points of 1. Wisp is the best support in the game. 2. Wisp will make good teams great and bad teams good. 3. Even on her own, she can own. And 4. Go fast and max level content capable. All good points. He also puts in his final conclusion in this Wisp comment, a conclusion to both of his giant pages of book. So let's take a look at what was stated there. In the end, he says, Mesa is better when it comes to buildability, and Wisp wins in adaptability. He was unable to choose a true winner for himself. So let's look at the 2 replies to this comment. The first reply is from, well, he told me how to say it, but I'll be honest here, there's no way I get it right, so moving on. Anyway, he says that Maverick is clinically insane and should seek help. Also said JK, great comment. Then Maverick replied saying he loves both this game and both of these frames. Very wholesome, guys. Let's go on ahead to our next comment. The next one is a quick one from Dino here. He went with Wisp for her team carry potential and the ability to make strong frames like nukers even more OP. Although a smaller comment than a few that we've had, Maverick, it makes some great points. Wisp does carry her team, as we've heard a few times now, and giving a buff to a very strong teammate like a nuker frame will definitely make a vast difference in how easy your mission will be. On to the next. Yukamana makes a comment appearance next, and he states that he voted for Wisp because he thinks that she has one of the best skins in the game. Although he didn't say which one, I'm hoping he means the mage looking one with the fancy hat, because I like that skin. He also mentions that she, quote, carries or whatever, but he thinks that fashion frame is the most important aspect of a frame. You know, I'm not sure if the fashion should be the deciding factor in the champion final big boy matchup of this whole tournament, but at least he mentioned the power Wisp is capable of. Anyway, next up on the comment block is Finley, a man not too happy with the last round, commenting on how this tourney is decided by people who don't understand the game. But this time, he's got something to say, and it's that Wisp, put simply, should win this matchup very easily. His reasoning is also a quick little sentence about how Wisp can achieve Mesa's power via weapons and her buffs. As well, Wisp can give herself and her teammates better survivability than Mesa can achieve. All great points. There's a few replies to this comment, but put simply, all of these replies summed up is just Finley stating that Xaku is the best frame in the game, and that's all I'm gonna say because that's the only important thing. Obviously, Finley is a genius, and you all should have voted Xaku every single time. Thank you for spreading the word, Finley. Xaku mains will have their day. Treadmill? Yep, he's a treadmill. Anyway, he says Wisp wins because adaptation exists. Also, she can offer some big boy buffs and mega damage with Breach Surge. Fucking treadmill, bro. Alrighty. Next up, a comment from Ethan Freese, another big guy, so stick with me here. He explains that although he thinks both carry power matching the other, for him it comes down to how well these frames match their themes. And for that reason, he went with Wisp, as he talks about how Wisp's whole vibe makes much more sense being a mage, a manipulator of magic in the form of natural energy. But with Mesa, he doesn't see the clear theme. She's meant to be a gunslinger, in his words, something like John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, but instead Mesa is, I'm gonna let you read that for yourself because YouTube might not like me very much for saying that. Anyway, I agree with the point that Wisp matches her theme much better, but with Mesa, I mean, I don't know, man. I think she looks pretty much like a cowboy. Her kit is not very cowboy-like other than her 4, but what are you gonna do? Her hat's cool, and the coat thing, it's cowboy. I don't know, maybe they could have tried a little more to match the true cowboy aesthetic, but I still think she looks pretty cool. Back to the comment now though, he also says cheers to everybody who participated and said thanks for setting it up to moi. Thanks Ethan, it was fun to do. I'm glad to hear that you guys enjoyed it as well, and I'm looking forward to making more videos that involve you guys in the future. It makes it more fun for me when you guys get involved. Last comment of the Warframe tournament now, and it's from Phantom. He's a little focused in on one aspect of Wisp, and that comment is once again about that. You can read it here. Make your own inference of what that aspect might be. Oh, he also says she heals good. You know, that's also pretty important. Alrighty, that's it. Here is the final bracket, a completed bracket for our entire tournament. Wisp is our champion Warframe, the best of the best, the most loved of any. Thanks to everyone who put in comments on these polls or even just put a vote in. They were all helpful. I'm sorry to anyone that I might have messed with a little when their comment came up in a video. It was all an attempt at good fun, I promise. But this is it. Now we talk about our newest giveaway, another Harrow Prime set. Yep, just like the last giveaway. Not anything huge, but I do have a spare set for him and I'd like to give it out to one of you guys. So, few things to listen to here as they are all very important. I play on PC, so this will be a primarily PC giveaway. If you're on console and you want to enter, by all means, go for it. If you end up winning, I can hold on to the set until crossplay, but that's the big thing I want you guys to pay attention to. If you are entering on console, I just want you to know that it might be a little bit until I can get it to you, but I don't have a problem holding on to it if you're cool with that. Okay, that said, how do you enter? Well, super simple. All you have to do is comment a few things. 4 things. 1, your in-game name. 2, which platform you play on. 3, which matchup in this tournament were you the most disappointed in? And 4, which matchup in this tournament did your favorite frame lose? Again, just real quick, in-game name, console, which matchup you were disappointed in, and which matchup your favorite frame lost in. Hope you guys got all that. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Winner pick 2 weeks from this video's release. I'll reply to your comment if you did win the prize, and I will also be putting your name in the pinned comment after the winner has claimed their prize. Let's get into the very last little section of the video we have here, and that's the build I run on our champion Wisp. I'm not going to go super in depth here, as in the future I may make a real build video on her if you guys are interested in that, but since she's the winner, I figured I'd throw up what I run on Wisp in Steel Path, so you guys can try out a good build in case you don't have one and are wondering how in the hell she won the tournament. So, this is it. It's an all-rounder type build, pretty much any ability is viable, and for the Helminth, I actually just threw Roar on her. Having that extra buff in place of her Trash 4 is just even more support for yourself and your team, and I've found the damage buff super useful in endgame. I also want to mention that the new Archon mod is there, and I slapped it in there because having that extra energy regen granted on electrical ability damage is so fun on Wisp, because basically with her electricity AoE mode thing, you're turning your teammates into like energy regen pillars that just run around the map for you. So it'll pretty much always be proccing that regen when it's off cooldown. For the arcanes, they're pretty simple. You can pretty much use any arcane. They're interchangeable with any good ones that you have. I just found these two that I run right now pretty useful for me. Anyway, this build has performed well in most content on my end, even in the hardest of endgame content. So if you're looking to try out a good Wisp build, go for it. And that's it. This is the end of the video and the end of the whole tournament. It's been a long road. Thanks for sticking with me. Thank you so much everybody for watching the video. If you enjoyed, leaving a like would be super appreciated, maybe even possibly a sub. I hope you all enjoyed. Play xaku 24/7 to get free pancakes. I've been llBonkll, and good night.